You're watching the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14.
Right now it's 7. They say you never stop learning, and that's true for students in Carthage. Students in the Tiger Prep Academy received some books from the Carthage Family Literacy Council.
And workers at Freeman wear red to help raise awareness of heart disease in women.
And we are already off to a fairly mild start by February standards. We're also going to continue to warm up, but there are rain chances in the forecast too. We'll break it all down coming up.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Thanks for joining us for the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. I'm Tanya Bach. Authorities in Tennessee find a missing 14-year-old girl from Joplin and arrest the man she was with. Investigators learned she may have been picked up by a man from Fort Myers, Florida. That man was identified as 31-year-old Christopher Brewy. Federal authorities last Saturday found Brewy and the girl at a motel in Knoxville, Tennessee. Now, Brewy was arrested on charges of transporting a minor across state lines with the intent to engage in sexual activity. The girl has been reunited with family members. A Webb City group is looking to bring back swing dancing. Vintage Swing Movement hosted swing dance lessons at the restaurant Just a Taste. It featured live music from Jomo Jazz and gave people a chance to enjoy some drinks and learn some new moves.
We really just wanted to offer Joplin something else to go do, like another event, something to get out of your house, something fun to go do like if you're in a city. So live music, everybody loves that, and so who doesn't love live jazz?
It's all of the above. It's wonderful. It's a wonderful crowd. It's people all over the place. It's so great to see people participate and get up there and dance.
The group plans to host lessons on the first Friday of every month. Well, workers at Freeman Health and elsewhere wore red on Friday to raise awareness of heart disease in women. It's all part of the American Heart Month and National Wear Red Day in association with the American Heart Association. Officials want people to know about the dangers of cardiovascular disease, the leading cause of death for women in America. And Freeman says only 56% of women recognize heart disease dangers, mostly because warning signs differ between men and women.
Women tend to still have classic mid-sternal, mid-chest pressure, squeezing, bear hug kind of symptoms. An ominous feeling that something's not right, shortness of breath, cold sweats, nausea.
Some of the symptoms specific to women are heart-related back pains and shortness of breath, even indigestion. Well, February isn't just about heart health, it's also Children's Dental Health Month. And to celebrate, officials from KCU Joplin College of Dental Medicine gave a presentation to local 4th and 5th graders. The assembly called Show Me What Makes You Smile was presented to students at Joplin's Irving Elementary. It was all about making sure the kids maintain good oral hygiene habits.
So important to start early. So what we know is that your oral health is connected to your overall health, meaning when your mouth is healthy, it helps the rest of your body be healthy. And so the earlier that we can start with children, we can actually develop those healthy behaviors, and it can not only prevent disease in the future that's in their mouth, but it can also help them stay healthy and grow up to be really healthy adults.
The assembly helps to kick off Children's Dental Health Month. Well, some young students in Carthage received new books to read on their free time. The Carthage Family Literacy Council donated books for each student in the Tiger Prep Academy in Columbus Elementary School. Although children in this program are preparing for kindergarten and cannot read yet, this is a great benefit for the young students and can help them learn letters. The books are for the students to take home each night, return, and trade out the next day.
Literacy Council has actually offered books that they have been able to take home and keep at home, as well as this program, which will allow us to use the books back and forth from home to school on a daily basis. And so it just puts more books in their hands for those who may not have those resources at home.
These two groups were not the only students receiving books. The council also stopped at Fairview Elementary School's Tiger Prep class to distribute more books. Well, the Lamar, Missouri Career and Technical Center is celebrating 50 years of educating students. They hosted an open house on Friday and invited all current students, alumni, and current and former employees to join in.
What really caught my eye is that they offer trades that you're going to carry with you your whole life. So yeah, you're going to carry math with you, but a lot of those classes over there you're really not going to remember. But you're going to remember how to build a house. You remember how to fix your house, you remember how to weld, you remember how to fix your car. So that really caught my eye.
current and former employees were also recognized at Friday's Lamar High School varsity boys basketball game. Well, as the weather seems to remain inconsistent, the Joplin School District is taking a step ahead to make sure students get the best education possible wherever they are. KOAM's Shagun Bombadeli has more.
With the chilly wind and cold days, Joplin Schools is implementing a new way of teaching students on bad weather days through a system called Alternative Method of Instruction.
And it is something that we use here in the district when we have a day in which kids won't go to school because of weather. It gives kids really the opportunity to continue their education and learning and lessons without actually being in school.
Young says students will be able to communicate live with teachers.
It's going to be delivered in a virtual method in most cases, especially in secondary. So we provide that through our learning management system, and we use Canvas. So it allows the teachers to still engage with students live, so they can have Zoom, Google Meet type of situations.
The Assistant Superintendent of Learning says AMI is different from online learning.
So our full-time virtual learners, they access all of their curriculum 100% of the time on a virtual platform. That's very different than AMI, where AMI is for our in-seat students who would be typically in traditional classrooms where we have inclement weather. Then they would transition to AMI activities if we have an AMI day. Our virtual learners, they just continue on.
Mwangi says getting kids engaged is a priority.
Missouri is unique with weather, so we never know how many days we may be out. So, for example, if we were in a situation where we were out all of this week, being able to utilize that to continue to keep kids engaged is important for us to make sure that we pick up where we leave off when they come back.
Reporting in Joplin, Shagun Bombadeli, KOAM News.
Now, attendance is taken by the scene. What assignments have been submitted by the students?
We are off to a mild start by February standards today. We're at 47 in Joplin. By the way, beautiful sunrise out there. 42 is what it feels like with a southeast breeze at 10, but those winds will be picking up later. We've got some of us already at 50. Nowata, Chetopa, Veneta, Miami, and Chanute, Neodesha now all at 50, and now Yates Center at 51 out there. 46 Carthage, 45 Lamar, and Neosho. We're all going to warm up eventually. Wind gusts 40 to 45 miles an hour, possible or if not likely by late this morning into the afternoon. I don't think we're going to reach that high. I think this map's a little overzealous on that, but this is still a neighbor's yard day where your trash can might end up if you are not keeping track of it. Heading for a high of about 65 degrees under mostly cloudy skies and, of course, very breezy conditions, and then some showers possible along and south of I-44 tonight. Otherwise, we are cloudy and down to 44, and then additional rain chances as we look at the week ahead. And temperatures cool down, but still not bad. Maybe some light snow Thursday night into Friday. No major accumulations, but still some slick spots possible as we get pretty cold overnight, and then we're back up to 53 on Sunday with more rain chances.
All right, well, coming up, a 9-year-old boy from Pennsylvania does something really impressive for his age. Graduate from high school.
And later, people worried about Skynet, move over. The concern about ChatGPT is on the rise. You're watching the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14.
In Health Watch this morning, a lot of Americans have been working from home at least a few days a week for the past 3 years, and doctors say the remote work has what might be considered an unexpected consequence. There's been a jump in the number of people experiencing foot pain. Podiatrists say one of the main reasons for this is a lot of people don't wear shoes when they're at home. That puts pressure on the bones in their feet, and there's no shock absorption, and that can lead to foot pain. Foot doctor Joy Rowland says it's important to protect feet from hard surfaces like wood and tile by wearing an athletic shoe or a slipper with arch support. She also recommends removing shoes and socks when you're seated to let your feet breathe. This can prevent foot infections due to too much moisture. A concerning new report has found an increasing number of Americans below the age of 40 are having heart attacks and strokes. Dr. Laxmi Mehta, the director of preventative cardiology and women's cardiovascular health at the Ohio State Wexner Medical Center, says most young adults mistakenly believe heart disease only happens in older people. Medical Center took a survey of 2,000 Americans. It found nearly half of those under the age of 45 believe they were not at risk of developing heart disease, and almost a third of the respondents said they're not confident they would even know if they were having a heart attack. Mehta says people should follow what's known as American Heart Association's Life's Essential 8. This includes knowing your weight, blood pressure, cholesterol, and blood sugar levels, eating a healthy diet, and not smoking or vaping. Well, they are the first updated guidelines on evaluating and treating childhood obesity in 15 years with the American Academy of Pediatrics, reminding doctors how important early action is when it comes to combating the crisis impacting millions of kids. Ted Linder takes a look at the new protocols.
Early intervention could be key to combating childhood obesity. The American Academy of Pediatrics is urging doctors to follow its new obesity guidelines, which call for earlier use of behavioral therapy, surgery, and medication, depending on the child's needs.
This promotes an approach that considers the child's health status, the family system, the community context, and the resources for treatment.
Nearly 15 million children and teens in the U.S. are considered obese, meaning their body mass index is at or above the 95th percentile for kids of the same age and gender.
Obesity has been considered a personal choice and a shameful choice. And we know that it's not. It has to do with genetics, and it has to do with lifestyle, and it has to do with socioeconomic status.
Failure to treat obesity in kids could cause them to develop other serious health problems.
Comorbid illnesses like high blood pressure, kidney disease, liver disease.
The guidelines list intensive health behavior and lifestyle treatment as one of the most effective behavioral strategies to treat childhood obesity. But this can be hard to accomplish because it involves 26 hours or more of face-to-face counseling to address things like nutrition, physical activity, and more.
Be a role model for the kinds of life skills that you want your child to have, whether that be daily physical activity or eating vegetables every day.
Besides implementing healthier lifestyle choices, the guidelines advise doctors to offer weight loss medications for kids 12 years and older. Meanwhile, doctors are being asked to evaluate people 13 years and up who suffer severe obesity for weight loss surgery. Ted Lindner, Fox News.
Well, we've got a mild and breezy day ahead of us as the sun rises across the 4 states. More clouds on the way, too. We'll break down your full forecast coming up. After 16 years on the run, police have finally arrested a convicted Italian mafia boss in France. Barbie Latza-Nadeu has more.
His name is Edgardo Greco, a hitman from the Calabria and 'Ndrangheta mafia, caught after 16 years evading Italian justice. Despite being on Italy and Interpol wanted lists for allegedly killing 2 brothers with iron bars and dissolving their bodies in acid, he was living under an alias and working as a pizza maker in France.
I passed him every morning because I parked above him. I passed his restaurant every morning, every lunchtime, every evening. He always had a little smile.
He was even featured in a local newspaper and posted selfies on social media, his ego leading to his downfall. Greco's arrest follows that of Mafia superboss Matteo Messina Denaro last month after 30 years in hiding. Authorities have uncovered hideouts decorated with Mafia movie posters and luxury items. Journalist and author Roberto Saviano has been living under police protection since his book Gomorrah about the Mafia was published in 2006. He tells us that it's normal for these bosses undercover to still want attention.
Look at El Chapo when he was working. He wanted to meet Sean Penn, who he wanted to make a movie about him. Al Capone wanted to go to the movie set of Scarface.
But despite these high-profile arrests, there are still dangerous mafiosi in hiding. This man, Giovanni Motisi, has been convicted of murder and mafia association in Sicily. He's been on the run since 1998. Renato Cinquegranella of the Neapolitan Camorra has been on the run since 2002 after being convicted of murder, weapons charges, and extortion. Italy's anti-mafia squad say they're working around the clock to find those still in hiding and to make sure those recently convicted of mafia crimes don't get a chance to get away. Barbie Latza-Nadeu, CNN, Rome.
Oh, we've got an absolutely gorgeous sunrise out there, some beautiful colors in the sky, clouds increasing, and they will continue to do so. We're at 47 in Joplin, feeling like 42. with a southeast breeze at 10, and it's going to get windy as well. We've got some 50s out there, 50 in Miami, Veneta, Newata, Chatopa, Neodesha, Chanute, 51 in the 8th Center, and then we're a little cooler still, 42 Nevada, 45 Lamar, Neosho, and 46 in Carthage this morning. Winds will start picking up. They'll start gusting 40 to 45 miles an hour. I think this map's going a little overboard with the 50s, but it is definitely going to be breezy, and some of us holding on the wind gusts upwards of 30 as we head into the overnight hours today, or tonight rather. So make sure your trash can is secured so it doesn't end up in your neighbor's yard. We're also watching some rain chances later, which we'll talk about. We're at 65 for our high today. It's not March, it's not April, it is still February. Will be mostly cloudy and breezy. Shower chances this evening and overnight along and south of I-44. Otherwise, we are just simply cloudy and a little breezy. Down to 44 for our low tonight. Taking a look ahead. So we have the scattered showers into tomorrow morning. Then we have more rain chances by Wednesday for more of us. And then some light snow late Thursday into Friday morning. No major accumulations expected here, but there could be slick spots as we go from 50 down to 27 and then only 40 Friday and back down to 24. So we're up to 51 tomorrow, by the way, 47 on Wednesday, so not bad. We warm up to 46 on Saturday and back up to 53 by Sunday with some additional rain chances. After that, we head into next week, more rain possible Monday and Tuesday, but look at these temperatures, 56 and 57s, maybe some morning rain Wednesday, windy again, but otherwise this is not a February forecast. This is a March forecast at this point. We got more of the KOAM Morning News right after this. Well, imagine being 9 years old and you already hold a high school diploma. Well, that's the case for one boy from Pennsylvania.
Barbara Barr introduces us to this already accomplished youngster and the people who helped him reach his goal.
I've never seen a 9-year-old graduate. But that's just what 9-year-old David Balagoon has done, graduating from Reach Cyber Charter School in Harrisburg.
We're just proud that we're able to individualize his instruction.
They didn't bog me down. They also advocated for me, saying he can do this, he can do that.
David took classes remotely from his home in Bucks County. He loves science and computer programming.
I want to be an astrophysicist, and I wanted to study black holes and supernova.
David's parents have advanced degrees, but raising a young son with extraordinary intellectual gifts is challenging.
I had to get outside of the box. Playing pillow fights when you're not supposed to, throwing the balls in the house. Like, he's a 9-year-old with a brain that's just have the capacity to understand and comprehend a lot of concept that's beyond his years and sometimes beyond my understanding.
A member of Mensa, David credits a number of favorite teachers.
Mr.
He taught them a thing or two in just the few years it took him to get through the 12th grade.
David was an inspirational kid, definitely one who changes the way you think about teaching.
After completing a semester at Bucks County Community College, the family is now looking at colleges and universities across the country to try to find one that's just the right fit.
Am I going to throw my 9-year-old into Harvard while I'm living in PA? No.
Another tough question on this unique journey. But so far, David and those around him have come up with the right answers.
Now, David isn't just book smart. He also loves to play the piano and sports.
All right. Well, he's currently working to earn his black belt in martial arts.
So, yeah, lots of stuff going on for him. And I mean, I'm smart, but I'm not that smart. Nowhere near that smart.
No, neither am I.
That's absolutely incredible. Well, we've got a lot more of the KOAM Morning News right after this.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. It's currently 7:28. Firefighters battle a blaze in a Joplin neighborhood on Sunday. Authorities responded to the fire about 6:10 Sunday morning at 1309 South Jackson in Joplin. First reports of a large smoke column were visible from blocks away. Visible flames and smoke could be seen on arrival, and the fire was under control within 15 minutes. No one was located inside the residence. We have a follow-up to a death investigation we reported last week. January 29th, Knoll Fire Department was dispatched to a shed fire behind a residence near Kings Highway and Railroad. As responders put out the flames, they discovered the remains of a body. And on Friday, an autopsy was performed in Ozark, Missouri. Authorities ruled the cause of death to be smoke inhalation. No foul play is suspected. Next of kin has been notified. The deceased is identified as Vicente Hernandez, who is 32 years old, from Knoll. Authorities say Hernandez had been using the shed as a residence. Well, some young students in Carthage received new books to help them strengthen their reading skills. KOAM's Yana Abdullah has more from the classroom.
Young Tiger Prep Academy students in Carthage are waiting to get their hands on some new books, thanks to a Carthage Family Literacy Council grant. These books are for the students to take home.
Literacy Council has actually offered books that they have been able to take home and keep at home, as well as this program, which will allow us to use the books back and forth from home to school on a daily basis, and so it just puts more books in their hands for those who may not have those resources at home.
Although children in this 4-year-old program are preparing for kindergarten and cannot read yet, these books help the students to learn letters.
Research says that the more you read to your kids, the better they will do in school, and so we just know as teachers that a lot of times kids don't have books at home. Maybe the only books they have are the ones that they check out from the library at school, or what they got maybe even when they were born.
The Literacy Council is hoping to double the amount of books donated.
She looks angry. I know that they will love them. Kids just love books. It doesn't matter where they come from or how they get them, but a new book is always like a gift.
Books are always welcome at the Academy as students prepare academically for kindergarten.
These are students who are almost ready for kindergarten, and we're just giving them one extra year to build the things that they need, and having these books in their hands will really help for that.
In Carthage, Yana Abdullah, KOAM News.
Now, these two groups were not the only students receiving books. The council also stopped at Fairview Elementary School's Tiger Prep class to distribute more books. Now, the Elements Art Gallery and Studio in Joplin hosted a fused glass class. The class was led by artist Valerie Ockert. Participants could come solo or in a couple or as a couple to make their fused glass art. The only thing attendees needed to bring was their creativity.
The creativity, my creativity, my students' creativity, it's amazing. You come in to do a class thinking that you're going to have to tell everybody what to do, but you get here and everybody knows what they want to do already. It just unleashes their own personal creativity.
The Elements Art Gallery has events and exhibits all year long. Well, this morning we're discussing working 4 days a week.
Yeah, and who wouldn't want to get to the weekend one day sooner? Well, if you think your boss would never go for it, one bill proposed in Maryland hopes they'll think again.
Employees suffer from burnout, stress, health problems, and mental health problems from working too much. Now, the bill under proposal in Maryland is based off of global research. The advocacy group found companies with shorter weeks had higher profits and productivity, better recruitment, and retention.
And it's not 4 10-hour days, but 32 hours a week without reducing pay. Other bills like this have attempted in the past, but have not been successful. And the bill in Maryland proposes a tax credit if businesses try it out. And that brings us to our question for you this morning. Do you think working 4 days a week makes employees more productive? Still on the high side of no, 63% of you say it would not, 37% of you say that it would. So make sure you take time to vote through our website, through our app, and take part in the discussion on our Facebook page. As we mentioned earlier, not all jobs are capable of adapting to 4-day weeks. Ours is one of those prime examples. The morning show is a Monday through Friday deal.
I'm curious how that would work for businesses and if the tax credit would be enough to make up for it. Because basically for every employee, they would be giving them 8 hours of paid vacation time each week.
Yeah, pretty much. So that'd have to be a substantial tax credit. You know something else that's substantial? The warm-up we're going to experience today. MoDOT camera 32nd in range line looking good. You can see the sun is rising, but clouds also increasing. We look at 7th and range line, and they will continue to do so as we'll start to transition to mostly cloudy skies. 47 in Joplin feeling like 42, southeast breeze at 10. Across the area, some of us getting really mild. 51 Yates Center, 50 Iola, Chanute, Chetopa, Newata, 51 in Veneta, 49 Miami, and 46 in Carthage. Wind gusts later today today. This map going, I think, a little over the top, but we're looking at gusts from 40 to 45 miles an hour. So make sure your trash can is secured so it does not end up in your neighbor's yard. As we go through today, those mostly cloudy skies, breezy conditions, a high of 65 degrees out there. And as we head into this evening, some shower chances possible along and south of I-44, low of 44. Otherwise, the rest of us will just simply be cloudy. As we look ahead, we got those scattered shower chances overnight tonight and early tomorrow. More widespread rain chances Wednesday, maybe even a rumble of thunder or two. And then we've got the possibility of some light snow Thursday night into Friday morning rather. No major accumulations expected, but with lows of 27 and then 24, some slick spots are possible. Temperatures remaining above average for the most part, save Friday. Otherwise, back up to 46 Saturday and 53 by next Sunday. We're back with a lot more of the KOAM Morning News right after this. Well, a different kind of church gaining traction here in the U.S. is offering attendees a psychoactive drug to help them broaden their spiritual horizons. Marianne Rafferty takes a closer look.
A growing number of people are turning to a mind-altering drug to establish spiritual connections and heal past traumas. And they're getting it from an unlikely source: church. Ayahuasca is a psychoactive drug which often causes the user to hallucinate for several hours. It's typically made into a bitter tea-like beverage using 2 plants found in the Amazon.
It's been used religiously as a sacrament.
Those who consume it say ayahuasca has helped them reach spiritual enlightenment. Others claim the drug relieved mental health struggles traditional therapy and medications failed to heal.
It was through the Brazilian religions that ayahuasca spread, mainly through 2 of the religions, the União do Vegetal, or UDV, which have churches in the U.S., and it's legally using ayahuasca in the U.S., and the Santo Daime Church.
Now across the U.S., more ayahuasca churches are popping up. In Utah, the Hummingbird Church was previously an underground operation, but since 2021, they've been offering monthly public retreats where groups partake in ayahuasca.
Ayahuasca is still considered a Schedule I substance, meaning that it is largely illegal. There are several churches which have been granted the use of ayahuasca because they consider it to be their sacrament.
Now, researchers say ayahuasca still needs to be studied on a larger scale to validate any health claims, but critics warn the drug could trigger bad emotional responses if proper counseling isn't provided to the users. And we have got a very mild and breezy day ahead of us as clouds will continue to roll into the area. We're also talking some rain chances, maybe even some light snow chances. We're going to take a look at your complete forecast when the KOAM Morning News returns. Live look at the MoDOT camera, 30-second and range line. We've got the sun rising. We also have increasing cloud cover, which we can see also from 7th and range line. Clouds increasing rapidly across the area as we will be mostly cloudy, just plain old cloudy today. 47 in Joplin, 42 is what it feels like with a southeast breeze at about 10 miles an hour. These winds will increase later. Some of us already benefiting from this southeasterly breeze. 51, Miami, Chatopa, Independence, Nowata, Yates Center, 50, Neodesha, Chanute, Iola. We've even got 53 in Veneta right now, 45 Nevada, 46 Lamar and Carthage, and 45 in Neosho. Winds, again, this map going a little over the top on that 50, but I think we will see wind gusts pushing 40, possibly 45 miles an hour out of the south later today, and some of us will remain a bit on the gusty side, winds pushing maybe 30 miles an hour as we head into the overnight hours. So do make sure your trash can is secured so that it doesn't blow off to the neighbor's yard. They don't want it, and you don't want it there either. Later this evening, we're going to see showers start to build, and we'll see a bigger focus right along and south of I-44. That's been the trend like the last couple of weeks now with systems, it seems. And then once that clears out, we get a break Tuesday, and then Wednesday early morning, this system retreats, and we start to see more widespread shower activity, maybe even a couple of thunderstorms out there, but we're not anticipating any severe weather. Once that clears out, we go into Thursday evening. Here's another round of some light showers that could translate into some light snow, maybe a light wintry mix. Thursday overnight into early Friday morning. So for today, though, we're looking at a high of 65 degrees, mostly cloudy skies and quite breezy. Again, those shower chances along and south of I-44, a low of 44. Otherwise, we will be cloudy tonight. Taking a look at the 7-day, so we got all those rain chances, but look at temperatures. Yeah, they cool off, but they're still above normal for the most part. 51, 47, 50, 40 on Friday, and 27 Thursday night. So that light snow, even though major accumulations not really expected, could still lead to slick spots out there, so be cautious. We're down to 24 Friday, and then look ahead as we go into next week even. Let's go beyond this. More rain chances Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, but check out temperatures as they start to make a return to near 60 degrees. So this is almost like a March forecast rather than a February forecast. Well, in Consumer Watch this morning, imagine passing a medical school exam without even having to spend a single day in class. That's how good and convincing the artificial intelligence ChatGPT is. Tom Foreman explains what it may mean for the future.
With an estimated 100 million unique visitors already this year, the 2-month-old ChatGPT is growing faster than TikTok or Instagram initially did, analysts say, and it's generating endless headlines about an artificial intelligence revolution.
If we had a day, I could fill every hour in that day with some of the perils of this technology and why we ought to be both fascinated and concerned.
ChatGPT uses a vast database coupled with artificial intelligence, AI, to solve math problems, generate computer code, and most of all, write sentences, paragraphs, whole pages that seem very human. At the U.S. Capitol,
this is a critical step forward in an era where AI and its implications are taking center stage in public discourse.
A congressman gave a speech he says was entirely written by ChatGPT.
I wanted to spotlight this for Congress so that we have a debate now about purposeful policy for AI and not be 10 years behind the ball like I think a lot of policy was for social media.
The public debate is raging. Fearful of students using ChatGPT to write essays, some schools, including New York's, are banning it. Professors are saying they may not be able to spot it. And in business, ChatGPT is reportedly assisting executives, checking in with clients, and collecting converts.
I don't see anything wrong with the CEO using it to send letters. That sounds like a good idea to me.
In legal circles, the bot is passing law exams and finding more fans.
You can have it read police reports. You can have it see if witnesses gave contradictory testimony.
Even in medicine, the buzz over bots helping direct treatments is deafening.
What this technology could really enable, and has already started enabling us, is to suddenly suggest things that we might not be thinking of at all. It will absolutely save lives.
Against that backdrop, Microsoft is investing billions in OpenAI, the company behind ChatGPT, even as other companies are scrambling to develop their own chatbots and apps to detect the work of AI in school papers, news reports, and more. The big question, how many jobs can these bots do and possibly take from humans?
It's an incredible innovation, but at the same time, it's like opening a Pandora's box.
That's incredible. I might have to try and see if this thing can write a weather forecast for us tomorrow. Well, OpenAI says ChatGPT can answer follow-up questions, admit mistakes, and reject inappropriate questions. It's free to use right now while it's being tested. We're back with more after this, but first, here's a look at the market prices before the opening bell.
Some Crawford County junior leaders prepare and serve breakfast for the community.
KOAM's Yana Hatala got a look inside the event in Girard and talked with organizers and volunteers.
The pans are staying hot for several hours as Crawford County junior leaders are preparing and serving pancakes, eggs, sausage, and beverages at their 37th annual pancake feed.
It is a yearly fundraiser that we do that goes to help support youth activities for the youth that are putting it on. They make the food, they prepare it, they serve it, they do all of it. The sauces that they're actually serving today, we made yesterday by hand. So they mix the meat, stuffed it in the casing, and cooking it up today.
These 13 to 18-year-old 4-H members provide leadership and skills for the young members and put together different events. Gavin Huber participates by cooking some pancakes outside.
Perfect.
He's excited they get to have the event in person as they have been selling sausage the previous years during the COVID pandemic.
It's a lot nicer because more people can come out that way and you just get to see more people. It's a lot more fun and you get to hang out with kids your age all day.
Huber also participated by making sausages the day before.
Pretty good sausage recipe that we've used for 37 years now, I guess. And I think everybody's just happy to be able to come in and sit down and eat this year.
The group expects to go through over 300 eggs and serve most of the 150 pounds of sausage they made.
A lot of them, are getting some great communication skills building, some leadership. Being a waiter or a waitress is kind of a hard thing. So they're learning to do that in a very relaxed manner that, one day when they go off to college, they may get a part-time job.
In Girard, Janna Hautala, KOAM News.
Well, the fundraiser helps support activities the members will have and use in the future.
It's certainly great opportunities to learn and grow as well. So you never
great community connection there.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, we've got an absolutely gorgeous day for us today. A live look at the MoDOT camera at 32nd and Range Line. You can see the cloudy skies increasing as the sun rises. And you can see the same thing from 7th and Range Line. More clouds out there, and they'll continue to increase through the day. 47 feels like 42 in Joplin with a southeast breeze at 10. That breeze benefiting some of us already. Look at some of these temperatures right through this stream from northeast Oklahoma into southeast Kansas. 51 Yates Center, 50 Iola, Chanute, Neodesha, 51 Independence, Chatopa, Miami, Newata, and up to 53 in Veneta. And then on the Missouri side, we're a little bit cooler. We're at 45 in Nevada, 46 Lamar, Carthage, and 45 in Neosho as well. Winds later today, this map going a little overboard, but we're looking at gusts for sure, about 40, possibly upwards of 45 miles an hour later today. So do make sure your trash can is secured so it does not end up in the neighbor's yard. Now for today, will be mostly cloudy with those increasing clouds. Winds really start pick up late this morning, say around 10, 11 o'clock. 65 for the high, though, under those mostly cloudy skies. And as we head into tonight, some showers are possible, mainly along and south of I-44 this evening and into the overnight hours. A low of 44. The rest of us will simply be mostly cloudy, but it's not the only rain chances we have. We've got rain continuing into Wednesday. Now that's going to be more widespread rain for us, maybe even a rumble of thunder or two. And then Thursday, we're up to 50, and then some light snow, maybe a light wintry mix overnight into Friday morning. Could lead to some slick spots as we drop down to 27, but major accumulations are not really expected out of this. We're up to 40 Friday, down to 24, and then the warming trend returns. We're up to 46 Saturday, 53 by next Sunday with some showers rolling in. And aside from Thursday and Friday night, look at these overnight lows. They are not bad whatsoever. Like I said earlier, more like a March forecast out there. That's a check of your forecast. We're back with more of the KOAM Morning News right after this.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. Here's what's happening today. The Myrtle Beach Police Department in South Carolina is telling residents who live along the coast to call law enforcement if they spot any remnants of the suspected Chinese spy balloon that was shot down by a U.S. fighter jet on Saturday. Democrats praise President Biden's decision to bring down the balloon, while Republicans say it came too late after China was able to gather information as the balloon passed over 11 states. Defense officials say the U.S. took actions to limit the amount of data it could collect. Well, fencing is going up in Washington, D.C. before Tuesday's State of the Union address. President Biden spent the weekend with advisors at Camp David, fine-tuning his speech. It'll be the first time the president addresses a divided Congress. And Eagles fans send off their team to the Super Bowl with a celebration at Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia. The Eagles and Kansas City Chiefs arrived in Arizona ahead of the big game that kicks off Sunday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time. That would be 5:30 p.m. our time.
We are heading for a high of 65 today. We're going to be breezy later this morning and into the afternoon. Wind gusts picking up to maybe 40, 45 miles an hour. Clouds increasing as well. Will be mostly cloudy this evening and into the overnight. Some stray showers, maybe some light rain possible along and south of I-44. Otherwise, we're cloudy, down to a low of 44. And as we look to the week ahead, more rain chances out there. More widespread rain, maybe even a rumble of thunder or two as we head into Wednesday. Then we get into Thursday, maybe some light snow, light wintry mix late Thursday into early Friday. No big accumulations expected, but with those overnight lows dropping down, could lead to some slick spots. But worry not, the spring-type weather returns as we head into the weekend with a high of 53 on Sunday and more rain chances.
All right, well, today's Powerball jackpot is expected to be the 5th largest ever.
Since no one matched all 6 numbers drawn Saturday night, Monday's jackpot is an estimated $747 million. That would be about $403 million if you choose the lump sum cash option.
No one has won the Powerball jackpot since November 19th. The jackpot is big, but not close to the all-time record just yet, and that was $2.4 billion back on November 7th.
And we're still waiting to find out who bought that lucky ticket back in California for that one.
Really?
Yeah. You know, after so long, though, it expires and you lose the jackpot.
Oh, I can't imagine that.
Yeah.
That would not be cool.
It's the one thing you're pulling out of your pocket and it falls out and blows away. Well, thanks so much. Would not be good. Thanks so much for letting us put the good in your morning. We're back, more news and weather at noon.
Have a great morning and an even better day.